Testing. Okay, Charlotte Curling, are you ready for the annual meeting? Woo! All right, I will say that the first annual meeting that I ever went to was as a first year curler. There were 70 curling members. It was our first year in dedicated ice, and there were 13 of us at the annual meeting. And I think 10 of us got were lost and we went in the wrong way. So I love to see a room full of folks that are here to curl. And as people come in for their next draw and for dinner, we're there. This annual meeting is the only meeting prescribed by the bylaws, and it's going to give an update on not just the finances of the club, the health of the club. We get to reflect back on a good year and kind of look forward to next year. So I don't expect to be talking very long, but I know in the last 9 times that you've heard Steve at these meetings, he says the same thing, and then he goes on pretty long. And then it happens. It happens. There's so much good things to tell about. I want to be able to recognize as many people in the room. Many of you sitting in here is a reason why we had a very successful year. And we know we had a successful year. This was an amazing curling year. We're at the end of it. The ice is playing fabulously. We just had 410 draws on sheet C, so that was pretty amazing. And this is the best end of season ice we've ever had. And in about 24 hours, we're going to throw kegs down it and make sure we ruin it. So, all right. That's right. That's right. The dehumidifiers broke. All right. So I just wanted to start with our mission. Many of us don't know what the mission of Charlotte Curling is because you're not like doing the work of the board. But our job is to promote the sport of curling, not just here in the in Charlotte area, but across the Carolinas and across the southern U.S. And so I wanted to tell you about an amazing day that some of our members had, as they actually went up to Black Mountain, and they got to do some floor curling. And Blowing Rock. All right, there you go. Thank you, Kathy. I was like, I want to buy a house in Black Mountain, so that was the reason. But it was up in the mountains, and they did floor curling, and you can see the fabulous, happy, smiley faces. But in the same week, I got an email from a Schenectady curler from New York that said they wanted to start a curling club in Asheville, North Carolina. And so we, this fall, we're going to have an interest group. They've started a Facebook group. They have some former curlers. They have some new curlers. And they're going to come in our facility, see what a dedicated club looks like. And they're going to start an interest group and probably a paper club. And then they don't have an arena. Shockingly, in the North Carolina mountains, there's not room to build a giant ice rink. But they are going to definitely explore this. So this is part of our mission. This is our vision, is to have other curling clubs within easy driving distance. Isn't that awesome? So thank you, Kathy, Marietta, all those folks. Exactly. So we also had, Adam is in here. He did a floor curling event for a high school. How many kids got to curl like that day? I'm not putting you on the spot. A bunch, yeah. So, yes, exactly. So we had a great event there. We also hosted, and Omar will tell you, in a very long time, we have not had a school group here. So this spring we had our first school group. It was a group of high school seniors. Great amount of interest in that. So we have a curriculum now, so we can get school groups in here. So there are some exciting things happening that you may not have heard of, that pockets of our members are really spreading curling around the whole. Sarah did it at her school. That's in Cabarrus County. So that's awesome. I'm really excited about all those things. So anytime you have an opportunity to share curling to a group of people that don't know about curling, that is doing our work. That is our mission, is to kind of say curling's awesome. And so this is kind of a newish thing for this season. We always had committees, but as our club matures and grows, as we get comfortable in our space, we are going to be having more leaders step up. I wish I could say the 9 board members that sit in these chairs, some of you have seen on Tuesday nights, we sit here, we look like we're talking about very serious things. It's mostly about what beer Joe should put on tap, but other things as well. And so these are the folks that have stepped up and taken big chunks of our club. There's other folks in here that have done a lot of volunteering. So I'm not going to read every single one, but I do want to highlight that a lot of these folks, these names up here, are the ones that have done the vast majority of the exciting work and have actually monetized these things. So they know how important it is for us as a nonprofit to pay our bills and be able to be financially secure. So these folks up here, Joe has taken over the bar. Dana's done great with Bonspiels. Misty has made a great pro shop. Go buy a $5 t-shirt. And every single one of these folks up here are doing great work with a whole committee of people. Most of them, it's not one person. It's like the Curler Development Committee with Amanda. There are 13 people on that committee. The IDEA Committee is about the same. So we have big chunks of curlers. So if you're like, oh, I didn't even know I could help with these things, these are the people to talk to kind of plug into our club at a higher level. So let's go next. All right, so our membership, that is a biggest part of our revenue. It's you all are members, most of you are friends of members or people here just for dinner, either way. All right, so our membership, this was the All-American last weekend. And so as we first entered our dedicated facility, and we only, 2014 was before that, we opened the club with only 35 members. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but that's what they did. And so in a year, the motto that Steve says over and over, if we build it, they will come. And so we were on a trajectory to be growing in 2018. Something happened in 2019, March of 2019, March 20th of 2019. And so then COVID happened. And in Charlotte, it's especially was hard on the curling club, not only because it's a extra sport, it's something that was an entertainment thing, so that kind of hurt us. We're a transient town. People come into Charlotte, not all wanderers are lost, so they wander in and wander out. And so we expect about a turnover rate of about 16 to 18% of our membership, just because of people leaving the town. There's already members that have said this was their last day curling at Charlotte, but they're moving to Nebraska, or they're moving to, Idaho. What's up, Joe? There you go. So this year we have 254 members. That's exciting. Go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause. That's really a good number. I know, oh, I didn't even throw it up there. I see my presentation's a little there. 254 members. I find this to be sustainable growth. This is not explosion of members. Just to give you a little bit of context, the Triangle Curling Club, which has been a club for 20 years longer than us, has about 100 more members in their club, and they're the same 4-sheet club. If we were to go from 254 and next year be at 354, some of you be like, yeah, bring on 100 new curlers. I'm telling you, the nine board members, they hyperventilate when they hear that, because 100 new of you, if you're a new curler, give me a woo. There you go. 100 more of you, too much woo. All right, so what's the lifeblood of our membership? And that is our leagues. And I did want to take a second and thank all of our league commissioners. Most of them are in here. Give them a round of applause. So like Sunday Sinners and Tuesday night, I have a little bit of bias. I think she's the best. And then Sunday night, thank you, Dave Coates and Tyler Wetzel's team. Wednesday night, Vic and Marietta, they did a great job for the last 2 years starting that league from scratch. That's our doubles league. Thursday morning, Omar, he's there with Jan. Everybody wave. And then Casey has, this may be her third year, 6th season of doing Thursday night. And Adrienne, I called in a friend favor and said, Adrienne, please do Friday night. And she's done it awesome. It's exploding. And Saturday Developmental's Amanda Smith, Little Rockers Dana Jr., Juniors is Brady, and Saturday night Joey Carter, which is Misty's cousin. Most people knows him as that. He's a brand new, I know that's funny for some of you if you know him. And then next year, you might see some new names up here, but I wanted to let you know in advance because stop texting the people that aren't going to be the league commissioners. All right, so a lot of the names are the same, but the new ones are Wednesday night. Joe and Kristen are going to take over Wednesday night. And Jeremy Hosen's team won the 4th place. And so that was a very, yeah, exactly. Steve McKee is cheering because he beat that name. So Jeremy is the Monday night league commissioner, and Sarah Calcutt is taking over Thursday night. And then Little Rockers Tom, oh man, he said it early. Yeah, it's Kazakainis. Kazakainis? Closer? Oh, closer. Yeah, go whatever. So Neil Pfeiffer, right? All right, and then Alex, and so those folks are taking over that. So our events this past year, I wanted to kind of move from the leagues, which are the lifeblood of our day-to-day operations, and why you drink after each draw, to our special events. We had a lot of events this year. We're looking to add each person that comes up to me, that's probably the most common thing I hear. So Neil, I have this idea. We should have some clown curling, and we should do it on Thursday night. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. We should do that. I like curling. I like all that. So we hosted a lot of events. And so these were the events that we hosted this past year. 1712 Cup, which is a friendly, it was right at the beginning of the season. Some of you that are brand new this year, you might not even know what that is. It's a friendly with Palmetto Curling Club. It's just over the North Carolina-South Carolina border. We name it the 1712 Cup because that was when the North and South Carolina border was drawn. And so it's got some history because we're history nerds with our curling. Grits and Granite. And you might notice some commonality with the names as we go down the events. Grits and Granite, Fighting Hornet, Southern Mixed Doubles. Brady did a great job. We had 10 of the top 12, something in that range, 8 of the top 12 doubles teams in the country at our facility curling. So it was a really cool weekend, and that was really, and we saw the national champions who went on and win worlds. So they were here curling. That was pretty exciting, Corey and Corey. But they finished second in our tournament. So that's, that's pretty cool. Exactly. We did great that way. GNC 6C Miss Doubles, we had that regional championship. Great board game bonspiel in the weekend in these last 2 events. Has Michelle done an awesome job this weekend? Give her a round. So thank you for your hard work for these events. We are looking to next year we're going to kind of slide the 1712 Cup to more of a mid-fall season thing. And so that all of those events, except for the GNCC mixed doubles, will be happening next year. So I know it's shocking, but we're a nonprofit that likes to make money. And I know that you're here to kind of hear how did we do. I know that our board members, even some of our board members are out there. I sent them the final financials, and we have had a lot of transition. Kyle did a great job as treasurer, but he kind of moved on, and so Matt Kenlin has been treasurer this year, and we've been creating new systems to try to create redundancy in our financial thing. Well, we have been working very hard. So I'm excited to show how we did in revenue because you all are amazing. So our revenue, our budgeted like projections, there's fancy numbers here. I'll let you read those. The only number that is the most important is we made $93,000 this year. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'll kind of decode these a little bit. Our revenue, our top line revenue, that means without expenses, anything, is $440,000. You learn to curls, cocktails and curling, events like our bonspiels, donations, all of this. This is the highest top line revenue we've ever had. It represents a number that is really exciting to us, but we've also had some. The second line item is COGS. Some of you are business people. I didn't know what that meant before I was on the board, but it stands for cost of goods and services, which means that if you drink more beer, we have to buy more beer. So that line does not, when that number goes up, it means we're making more money. So it looks like we spent $23,000 extra, but the beer you just bought costs more money. So anything in the pro shop, anything that's a cost of goods and services, because that number is higher, it means that top line number goes up. We did have our expenses were just a bit lower, like $4,000 lower than what we expected. So how did we get there? How did we get a lot of net income? It should have been we had $93,000 extra. How did we get that number? Well, because of a great idea from our curler development committee, which was cocktails and curling, we made an extra about $13,000 in Learn to Curl season than we ever had before. Our corporate events made more money than we've ever made. Please give Dave Allison a round of applause. I won't. Is Dave here? No, he left. Oh, yes, exactly. Thank you, all the volunteers for the corporate events. A lot of you came in and worked so many shifts. When I was sitting with Dave at dinner over the summer, kind of discussing a potential shift in our corporate events, I was asking him questions like, how many corporate events could you schedule? He goes, every day of the week. I get requests all year long. I said, so what would it look like if we were to, let our members kind of pay for their gas? At that point, gas was almost $5 a gallon. And I was getting messages from our members like, you ain't expecting me to come up there and work these corporate events if the gas is so high. So we started paying our volunteers, or I shouldn't say that. Sorry, Kyle. Sorry, Matt. We are donating back to you, or however we say it. I forget that. They'll tell me that I said it wrong. The lawyers are wrong. But anyway, you are volunteering your time. We tried to compensate you for your time, and that has been wildly successful. I definitely want to hear feedback. We stopped scheduling like 5 corporate events a week, so we went down to sort of 2 a week. And we started booking a lot of smaller events, which was much more successful because these smaller events may only take a sheet or 2, but it would only take 2 or 3 volunteers, and those were very profitable for us. So we were able to let you all share in a little bit of the wealth, and we had people who wanted to be here, and our events went off way better. Our feedback was awesome. We had a chance to have Michael Jordan's race team here a couple of times. Just be prepared that there's going to be one Saturday with potentially the entire Toyota group of all the places in Charlotte, so it's going to be like food trucks and the whole bit. So it'll be a blast with all of these folks. So we had a great year of corporate events, but we're even going to have a better year next year. More profitable events. All right, I'm making sure I'm saying all the things. Oh, here we go. All right. So the third piece of this is we want to make sure we pay our bills. We want to make sure that we have good membership, but we also want to make sure that the members that are sitting in this room have a sense of place, that you are happy being here curling. I will tell you, I've been in a lot of curling clubs, and those of you that have been in many curling clubs know that every curling club is not a happy place. I know that's shocking to you. You're like, it's great, it's Charlotte. They go, oh, you're from Charlotte. Oh, you're from a happy place. This is our burner. All right. And then they go out there, and there's so many clubs like that are like, we don't even like curling. We just do things. I mean, it's just the weirdest thing ever. So every time I go to another club, I'm so excited that I am a member of Charlotte Curling. I get to come to this club because you guys are really amazing. So we want to continue to be that. We want to support each other on and off the ice. So in the summer, some of you, this is all of you that wooed, that were new, just pay attention to the Mafia. We used to have an old meetup group. That wasn't really, 2023. Don't worry, we're not getting a Snapchat anytime soon or whatever. Like, no, we're not doing it. But if you follow the Mafia, we will have game nights here. We will have opportunities to go to baseball games. We'll have hikes and bike things. We'll go to River Jam down at the Whitewater Center. All that. Finished my sentences. That's right. So we will do all those things together because we like hanging out. We like doing things together. So we're excited to do that as we go along. So when new people come into our club next year and you are no longer the new people, we want you to continue that and pay it forward. We hope that you feel supported and excited and really pumped to just take a few months off, and then you just want to get back on the ice. That's what we want. And so we want to, this fourth one, the continue to enhance training. We got a lot of great feedback from our training, the Curling Development League. We're going to have level 1 and 2 clinics in January about how to be an instructor for those of you that want to do that for USA Curling. We're also going to do the skip clinic for second and third year curlers. So some of you, this was your first year, you'll be invited to that. And we'll have some of the more experienced skips tell you how they miss shots really well. All right. And so, and they'll do it in a very slow way. And so we'll kind of enhance that training, get you excited about getting back on the ice, and also give you a few hints and tricks to be successful in your second and third year of curling. So that is something that we're really striving to retain members. The easiest member to recruit is the one that curled last season. We don't want to have to recruit 50 extra members just to replace the people that we pissed off last year. All right? So we want you to come back and curl, and these events like these ones at the end of the season are a intentional retention tool. So if you had a great time at the All-American last weekend, did y'all have a great time? Yeah. We want, and I've heard one or two members come up to me and go, I was kind of on the fence whether I was going to curl last year, and I did the All-American last weekend. I'm absolutely curling next year. That is not me just talking in front of you. That is a conversation I've had with two different members. So we know it's working. We know that these events at the end of the season matter and gets us ready for next season. All right. So I know you're wondering out there, what can I do to help? Aren't you saying that to yourself? So right now, these are way too small, so I'm just going to go through them quickly. The number one thing, Megan is our social media person, and I've already cued her that I was going to shout her out. And she needs some extra hands, some people that could respond to people that ask crazy questions on Instagram and things like that, and also curated content. So if you are a writer, somebody that likes taking pictures, is pretty comfortable with social media, get in touch with her. We need some more hands in that area because our social media is kind of blowing up. When people retweet our stuff, or not retweet, whatever, that was so last year. Yeah, nobody even does that anymore. But when people post our stuff and amplify our social media, we used to be getting around 2,000-3,000 hits. We're getting like 20,000 and 30,000 hits are now. So when we, some of the trade in stock for some of our bigger, more high profile groups are like, we'll blow you up on social media. And I'll be like, no, you need to simmer that down. Because the person that answers all the emails from info@charlottecurling.com is Misty Morris and Rhonda Harlow, and they are at the beach right now. And they're like, Neil ain't got time for all that. All right. So anytime we get blown up, they're like, we want to curl. And they're like, we can't curl. We're going to take down the ice. And so blowing us up on social media in the fall, we're going to really, so that's one thing you can do for us is when we're starting our Learn to Curl season, go ahead and post to your Facebook group, post to your friend group. Even that individual thing is going to amplify it for when we need it, not in that. Ice techs, Frank said, Neil, can you ask for a more ice techs at the annual meeting? I was like, Frank, of course I'm going to ask for an ice techs. So if you're interested in learning about running the Ice King, doing ice techs, we had a great explosion of people who were doing ice. And if you did ice sometime this year, whoa, woo yourself. Give yourselves a round of applause because that number is not normal in a club. A lot of times in a all-volunteer club, there will be like a tiny little group of people that are like, we know everything ice, and you can't know everything. And Frank is like the opposite. He is a wealth of knowledge, shares his knowledge with anybody. Anybody can run the Ice King. And so we need a few of you to step up and do that because what is happening is wonderful people have stepped up, but they're kind of stuck doing it for 36 weeks. So when you're doing it on Thursday morning, you're signing up to do it for 36 weeks. And so that's not fair to them. It's kind of burning them up. By the time it's like April, it's like, it'll be fine. All right? So we need a couple of people each night to kind of step up. We almost have a scrape every day, which is what we need going into next season. But having a couple of people that can do that make it so much easier, so it's not so much pressure on one person. No, stop. We're doing the yeah, I know. Website help. The Tabitha has agreed to be the person to do our brand new website. Are y'all excited about that? I know. That is the clap of people that have torturously handled the website for the last 2 to 3 seasons. We had a super user, Dave Nichols, who, his son is doing baseball. He's one of the transient people. He kind of came in, curled for a long time, did our website for about 10 years. And when he left, everybody went, oh, bleep. We don't have anybody that can do the website. And so we've been kind of limping it along. But Tabitha, we have signed a contract. Is it a contract? Contract with Warm Room Hero. They are, I know, some of you are playing the 80s song in your hand. Warm Room Hero. And the funny thing is he didn't even know that. He didn't know anything about that. But anyway, Andrew from Warm Room Hero, he is from Chicago Curling Club, Windy City, and he is an excellent curler, but he also has a great team of people that do website design for curling clubs. So you're going to have to log in. I know some of you are like, I know the other website. It just clicks the button. It knows my stuff. You're all going to be, everybody's going to be new. We'll give you instructions on how to log into our new website. I think you will love the customer experience. We are going to love it for Learn to Curls, for Cocktails and Curling, for our events. These are the things that have been losing us revenue and losing us customers because those experiences were so difficult. We had people having a tough time, or just the opposite. It was so easy to sign up. We were overselling these events by like double and triple because of the issues with the website. So we had many different members working to try to get the website working, and it just wasn't. So we changed vendors. It's so exciting, and Tabitha needs more hands. People to write content. It's just, making sure different pages look good and that the scripts look good. So if you're an elementary school teacher, this will be perfect for you. All right, not to put too fine a point on it. All right, so the last volunteer request, so you're kind of saying, hey, I would like to maybe be a nice tech or maybe help with the website or social media. The last is our Pro Shop. we had some wonderful people design our new stuffed gear, but guess what? New year, new gear. And we need new eyes and voices and new perspectives over there. And so Misty is great at ordering. She does all the gold line ordering. She keeps all of our inventory, does all of that. But she is not super like design. So we need some creative people to design a t-shirt and not just like click a picture and go, this looks nice, but actually do the hard work of designing things from start to finish. So if you're that kind of person, you like doing that, you have some ideas of what would look really great on a t-shirt or sweatshirt or a hat or beach towel or whatever other thing you want to design, then the Pro Shop needs your help. And the cooler stuff that you have over there, our Pro Shop it's just a little nook, but this has been a great source of revenue during our corporate events, Learn to Curls and Cocktails and Curling. So designing things that's specifically great for those things would also be a really great revenue generator. So we've had a good year in the Pro Shop. We want to have a good year next year. All right. Let's see if I can get this to, oh, there we go. All right, so we're coming to the end. I already went to 30 minutes. I was way over what I say. So, it's in my presenter view. This looks great. Here's the current CCA board, if you don't know board members. I'm the president, so I get to talk on the mic. The past president is Steve McKee. The secretary is Julie Delabolvi. The treasurer, Matt Kenlin. And the directors were Casey Den Harteg, Dana Derelak, Jeremy Hojan, JT Jablonski, how would I mess that up? Anyway, Kyle Markham. All of those folks have been your board this year. Can you give those folks a round of applause? This team of people have been a really dynamic and powerful group in our club. They have done amazing work. All of the information I've given to you, I cannot do a curling club by myself. This is a 254 very powerful people that are speaking the truth of curling to Charlotte, North Carolina. So these folks, I've leaned on them a lot. I've asked them to do a lot. Luckily, they have not assassinated me. I think they're worried that they'll have to take my position. So yeah, not yet. So, and some of you have asked, are you rolling off a president this year? Sorry, you're stuck with me one more year. All right, so I am going to be the president next year, and then because of the way the bylaws were rewritten, Steve was serving on the board as past president. Whether I want to or not, I'm rolling off the board, and I will be past president. So I'll just have the title. I won't have a vote. I'll just move off the board, and every past president will do one year of president-elect, 2 years on the board, and then they're just emeritus, and they put their name on a plaque somewhere. All right, so I'm really excited about that, putting my name on a plaque. All right, so I know you're here to find out the election results. This is the last bit here. This was Friday, crew, wasn't it? Yeah, a lot of y'all are here. It's great. So before we let you know the election results, I do want to take a second and thank the 3 members who are rolling off the board. Steve McKee has been the president for 9 years, and give him a round of applause. We will not lose him as a volunteer because he's going to get a bigger round of applause for this. He helped fix the kegerator, so there was beer here. So him and, yeah, exactly. President for 9 years, fix the kegerator. Same thing, right? Same. So he definitely helped, was very instrumental with a lot of other people building this beautiful facility, and he's a great source of information for the entire board. Me personally, there's lots of times where I call him. He has lots of institutional knowledge, and it's been actually a smoother transition to have a leader of a giant club like this for 9 years, and then to pass it off for anybody would be difficult, but he's made it as as easy as it can be. All right, and the next officer that's rolling, he was an officer, but he was also a director, is Kyle Markham. He was the treasurer for 2 years. He was a board member for a year, and he's still, we won't lose him either. He is the chair of the Financial Services Committee, which is a fancy name with, that's the group that sets the budget. So there's a whole group of bankers and happy people that all sit in these chairs and look way more bankery than I do, because I look like a science guy. And I go, money? I don't know about money. I just know about curling. So they set the budgets. They kind of do some oversight of the treasurer as a help. This is a great help to have more brains on how the money is working in our club. And then the last one is JT Jablonski. He is most famously Rhonda's partner, Rhonda Harlow and Rhonda Jablonski. She is the first president of our club. And so he came to Learn to Curl. He might be the one, if you go on the YouTube video, he's like the how to do a Learn to Curl, it's him. So he super active in our club, and then COVID happened, and then he's had some health issues. He hopes to start curling again in the fall. But throughout this time, even though he wasn't able to curl through most of the pandemic and this past season because of other health problems, he was still serving on our board and volunteering. So that's pretty impressive. Most people will be like, I don't get to curl. I ain't sitting in all these meetings. I mean, that's the truth. Yeah, it's a fair. Yeah. So this year we had 5 candidates that were willing to step up. You had 1 candidate for president-elect. Stain was really close. All right. So congratulations, Julie Delbovi. She is going to be our next president. So, yeah, 4, that's way less than the 11 that abstained for me. So there was lots of abstentions. They were like, no, not Neil, anybody but Neil. All right, so Julie is a great board member. She has been a real help to me. Most of the folks in the board meeting know that we can't start the meeting without Julie. She's taking the minutes. No one else wants to take the minutes. So we don't start the meeting. And then they're like, Julie, please sit next to Neil so he doesn't lose track of where we're going. All right. So thank you, Julie. And we're going to get to work together as I transition next year. So she'll be doing a lot more. You'll be hearing her voice in meetings and things like this. All right. And all right, your next board members. Oh, there's some kind of like drum roll or something. All right. It is Marietta D. Thomas. I can't say that. D. Tomaso, Marietta, and Nathan Wright and Kevin Stevens. So give them a round of applause. I promise I practiced the names beforehand. So thank you for all 5 candidates that ran. We have had in this club, since I've been secretary and transitioned to president, and Julie has been secretary and transitioned to president, not saying that's how it happens the next time, but as we have started to recruit amazing members to run, we have been just blown away at the response that people want to run for the board, even though we say it involves hours-long meetings. People will go, you're on the board, I have all right, they will do that to you, and then people still want to run. So we thank everyone who ran. Congratulations to those 3. We'll do our transition meeting later in the week because we got to eat some P.F. Chang's. I've already gone too long. So to each and every one of you that have helped this year, you're not getting the mic, Dana. All right. So yeah, so I see her out of the corner of my eye. I'm using my teacher ignore. So thank you, everyone that has helped for a corporate event, for a Learn to Curl. We wish we could mention every single one of you by name. because this does take 250 people all working together to have an amazing club. I'm excited about next curling season, but I am excited to take some summers off. All right, the summer off. Are y'all with me? Yes, all right. So give yourselves one last round of applause. Thank you so much. All right, here, you get it for 1 second.
Okay, I won't be long because I know you guys want to eat, but I think we all need to really, really recognize Neil Pfeiffer, and he would not ever tell you about all the work he does. He is constantly working for the benefit of this club, hours and hours and hours. When he's here all the time, even when he's not here, he has poured his heart and soul into the club this year, and it shows. We've had a great year. So everybody give Neil a round of applause, and then you can eat. Okay, I don't need the mic. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I also have an announcement, you guys. So our very own Neil Pfeiffer will be throwing out the first pitch at the Kannapolis Cannonballers game this Thursday, May 18th. And I invite you all to come. You should let Neil know if you want to come because he can get us a good deal on tickets. But I think we should all go support him because he's awesome. Yay.